Today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories than to Tuscany. Thanks to viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now
price $23,000, but Guangzhou price $600.
Hold up. Hermes, the brand that made the Birkin bag the epitome of luxury and status, is hiding a major secret. What you think you know about this $40,000 masterpiece might be a lie. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal will make you rethink everything you know about luxury fashion. We've all seen it, the Birkin bag, flaunted by celebrities, billionaires, and the ultra-elite.
At Hermes boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Nuti from Italy. The second is Weinheim from Germany, and the third is Hermes from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD.
It's more than just a purse. It's a symbol of flex. The Birkin's more than leather and thread, its power, its wealth, its exclusivity. But there's a twist you didn't see coming. What if I told you that everything you've been told about this iconic bag could be a carefully constructed illusion?
Recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis.
What if the bags that cost you tens of thousands of dollars are not exactly what they seem? And worse, they might not even be made in France as you think. Let's take a step back and understand what makes the Birkin bag so iconic. It's the holy grail of luxury handbags. For over 30 years, Hermes has crafted the Birkin bag with such precision and care that it has come to symbolize the ultimate in wealth and sophistication. Celebrities, socialites, and billionaires all flaunt their Birkins as a status symbol.
In thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil.
And why wouldn't they? A Birkin bag is sleek, stylish, and painstakingly crafted by skilled artisans in France. Well, that's what we've been led to believe, right? Hermes claims their bags are handmade in France, crafted from the finest leather sourced from top-tier suppliers across Italy, Germany, and France.
And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? And next, the thread. And of course, for Hermes Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called fil à chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce.
They say it's the epitome of luxury, with a price tag hovering around $40,000 if you're lucky enough to even score one. For years, Hermes has painted the perfect picture: artisanal craftsmanship, exclusive materials, and the aura of French elegance surrounding the Birkin. But what if that image is a well-polished facade? Enter the viral whistleblower video that flipped the luxury fashion world upside down. The video exposed something so shocking it made the entire luxury industry hold its breath. What if I told you that most of these so-called elite bags, the ones we associate with handcrafted French perfection, might not be made in France at all?
This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat seal edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag,
Yep. You heard me right. It's being said that the bulk of the Birkin bags are actually assembled in China. That's right, those bags that cost you $40,000 might be manufactured thousands of miles away from the picturesque ateliers in Paris, and we've been paying for something that may not be as exclusive as we've been led to believe. The viral video that exposed this claim came from a whistleblower inside a Chinese manufacturing facility.
Human resource cost will be 600 USD. Package. Yeah, this is not that expensive. It's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory.
The person had had enough of Hermes' claims and decided to speak out. And what they revealed was a massive blow to the brand's pristine image. According to this whistleblower, while Hermes continues to tout its French craftsmanship, the truth is that the bags are being assembled in China, far away from the hands of expert French artisans. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. So, what is the real cost of making a Birkin bag?
Why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil.
Everyone knows Hermes uses top-tier materials, the finest leather, premium thread, high-quality hardware. But here's the kicker, most of those materials are sourced from the best suppliers around the world. We're talking leather from Italy, Germany, and France, hardware from France, and premium stitching from, yep, you guessed it, France too. But despite the high-end materials, the cost of actually putting these bags together isn't as expensive as you'd think. In fact, when you break it down, it's shocking just how low the cost is when you consider what you're paying.
The only difference is one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and.
The leather used in a Birkin bag costs around $450 per piece. The thread? $25. And the hardware? A mere $150. You would think that a bag costing $40,000 would have a much higher production cost, right?
Joanna Chanel will hate me if I tell you this, revealing the secret behind big brand. Let's go! Hang Long from Singapore, or billionaires for their lambskin from France. Tannery Haas, Italian Tannery, Fight. Labri Tecna from Italy. Guess where I found all those secret suppliers? All in APIF.
Well, it's far from it. Here's the thing. While Hermes gets credit for sourcing premium materials, the actual work of stitching, shaping, and finishing the bags is being done in Chinese factories, where labor is cheaper. The total cost to make one Birkin bag? Around $1,400. That's right, $1,400. The rest of that $40,000 price tag is where the brand's luxury image comes in. It's the marketing, the status, and the Hermes logo that's worth all the extra cash.
Because Hermes clearly purports that all of their bags are handmade in France and their watches are made in Switzerland.
Now, let's talk about the internet's reaction. Once this bombshell video hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. Consumers felt played. People had been dropping $40,000 on what they thought was the epitome of French luxury, only to find out it might have been made in a Chinese factory for a fraction of the cost. The backlash was immediate. Social media exploded with people calling Hermes out, demanding refunds, and questioning the brand's authenticity. People who had once flexed their Birkins like trophies were now calling them a scam. The hashtag Birkingate trended for days, with fashion lovers, influencers, and even journalists weighing in. The sentiment was clear. People felt betrayed. And it wasn't just random people online either. Fashion insiders and industry experts started jumping into the fray too. Some defended Hermes, arguing that even if the bags are assembled in China, the materials are still of the highest quality. But let's be real, how much does quality matter when you're being misled about where the bags are actually made? Here's where things get interesting. The real question now is, what are you actually paying for when you buy a Birkin bag? Are you paying for the fine leather, the meticulous craftsmanship, and the time spent making it? Or are you paying for the logo? The status? Sure, the materials might be high-end, but let's face it, the actual work that goes into these bags is being done in places where labor is cheap. So why are people willing to pay $40,000? It's simple. People are paying for the vibe. Think about it. You're not just buying a bag. You're buying the story. The story that it's a symbol of wealth, of exclusivity. But now, it's starting to feel like the story is a little too good to be true. If you could get a similar bag made with the same materials for a fraction of the price, would you still care about the logo? And yet, what's Hermes doing about all of this? Absolutely nothing. They've stayed silent. No official statement. No acknowledgement of the controversy. While other brands are being more transparent about their production processes, Hermes has chosen to remain tight-lipped. And let me tell you, in a world where silence speaks louder than words, that silence is speaking volumes. It's like they're hoping this whole thing blows over. But the longer they stay quiet, the louder the internet gets. People are demanding answers, and the pressure is mounting. If they don't speak up soon, they might find themselves in even hotter water. But it's not just Hermes in hot water. This scandal is revealing a much bigger problem in the luxury fashion industry. Turns out, it's not just Hermes that's been playing the Made in France game. Reports are starting to suggest that over 80% of luxury goods come from China. Yep, that's right. Brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Prada are all being called out for having chunks of their production done in Chinese factories. And while it's not exactly news that luxury goods are being made in China, it's never been so out in the open before. The brand's whole image of exclusivity, French craftsmanship, and European heritage is looking more and more like a marketing move than an actual reality. So, what does this all mean for the luxury industry? Is luxury really about the craftsmanship, the materials, or is it all about the story they sell us with a shiny logo? Is a $40,000 bag really worth it if it's not as exclusive as we thought? In today's world, consumers are waking up. They're demanding transparency, and they're not afraid to call out these brands when they feel deceived. Maybe this is the wake-up call the industry needed. Maybe it's time for real craftsmanship, real sourcing, and real transparency to take center stage. But until that happens, brands like Hermes are walking a very fine line. The trust they've built over decades is starting to crack. And once trust is gone, so is the luxury. So what's next? Will Hermes come clean and rebuild that trust, or will they keep clinging to the outdated image of French perfection? And what about the other luxury brands? Are they next in line for a reckoning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you still Team Hermes? Or have you seen enough? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you in the next one.